Hello everyone, this is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big, bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Right, bench warmers, it is that time. It is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory here on Drive River Radio. I was trying to share this show on Facebook on my personal page, and my phone was like, no, you're not doing that right now. So I had to close it, do like a hard reset of Facebook. Oh, man. Technology and me not really getting along lately. But either way, here we are. It is Friday. Happy Friday to you. It is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. That is where I'm going right after I'm done here. That is my next stop. I don't care about anything else. I don't care if the kid's hungry. I don't care if I'm hungry. I don't care if there's traffic. I'm going through the traffic. I'm going to AAA Pawn and Armory because I've had my heart set on this pistol that they have, and I finally got permission from the wife. I have the funds to do it. The government says I'm good to do it. I'm gonna go buy this pistol that I've had my heart set on. So I suggest that you go check out their inventory, by the way, because they've got an outstanding inventory in firearms and ammunition, some of the best around Southwest Kansas. There we go. Now I'm back. Technology and me not getting along today. For whatever reason, the board decided that it was going to stop talking to the computer there for a second. So I had to reset that too. Why not? Let's just do it. We're going to talk a lot about the Pecos League today and the Garden City Wind. We'll also talk about Major League Baseball and the latest CBA proposal from the owners that came out yesterday. Very interesting proposal. I'll give you my thoughts on that as well. We'll also talk a little bit about the World Cup as the U.S. wins their pool. They move on to the knockout stages, and they'll face Bosnia Herzegovina. Yeah, that one. Bosnia. That's who it is. That for all intents and purposes, it is Bosnia. Yeah. So we'll take a look at that as well in the pick segment, as I'll tell you who's going to win all those games. You can put your money on my picks. Just probably take the opposite of what I say. That's usually the way it goes. But either way, lots to get to in the show today. So let's get started. As we'll start with the Garden City win. Winners last night, 12-1 over the North Platte 80s, as Garden City took care of business against the 80s. North Platte struggling this season. You look at the Pecos League standings, the 80s sit right now in 4th place in the Mountain North at 8-18 after a year after taking 2nd place in this division and giving Garden City fits in the playoffs. Right now, North Platte in danger of losing a playoff spot as things stand right now. Grand Junction, the newcomers, ahead of them in the standings. Grand Junction in a wild card spot currently, so North Platte just has to run down the Razorback Suckers, but that's going to be easier said than done, as there's 7 games between Grand Junction and North Platte already. That's just crazy that kind of gap is opened up in the Mountain North. Things are much tighter in the Mountain South, but the Mountain North, Blackwell and North Platte kind of bringing up the rear of the Mountain Division right now. North Platte just a game back of what Santa Fe is in the Mountain South for the 2nd worst record in the Mountain Division. So the 80s, they've got to figure it out, and they've got to put it together if they want to make a run at a playoff spot. It doesn't help that they're just 2-7 at home this season. That doesn't help at all, and they're way back of Garden City. They'd be 11 games back of the Garden City Wind right now, who have control of the Mountain North. 17-6-1 are the Wind, just ahead of Trinidad, who's at 16-6. That tie, I'm telling you, that's going to come into play a little bit later in the season. I don't like the ties. I don't like that tie happened. The way it happened was ridiculous. It wasn't for, a rain out in a tie ball game after 5 innings, or it wasn't an extra inning game that got called a tie. It was a mess of a game. And honestly, Garden City deserved to lose that game. In all honesty, you give up 9 runs in the 9th inning to tie the ball game. You don't deserve to win. And I would rather have a loss than a win if I was Garden City. As a fan of Garden City, as an employee of the Garden City Wind, I would much rather have a 17-7 record than 17-6-1. I hate the tie. It doesn't belong in baseball. I'll deal with it in hockey. I'll deal with it in soccer. I can't deal with it and I'll even deal with it in football. But in baseball, it just doesn't make sense to tie. It just doesn't. You have extra innings for a purpose, and it as prevalent as extra innings might be, they're not. There's only been one tie this year of a game that was going to go more than 10 innings. Everything else has been settled in 10 innings or less. We're almost a full month into the regular season. We are a full month into the regular season as the Pacific started a month ago. And that's the only place that a tie's happened. There's been exactly one game that was going to go more than 10 innings so far this year. I don't think it was near the problem that the league thought it was. And they made this move, but not making a move in competitive terms, because this move was made to conserve bullpens, to help teams out with their bullpen arms. All right, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But then address the elephant in the room. And these ridiculous scores, 19-2 and 23-7, and these marathon games, even with a pitch clock, we're still going over 4 hours. What are we doing here? You're not conserving any arms. You're not protecting bullpens in these blowout games that, okay, every once in a while a team will score 9 runs or 10 runs in an inning and come back. Well, first off, that's because the other team's bullpen is worn out. And second off, it doesn't happen very often. About as often as what we've had games go into the extra innings this year. there needs to be some sort of run rule. And I'm not big on run rules. But this is not, Major League Baseball. This is not even AAA. It's not even AA. And yes, it's a professional league, but if you're going to impose the tie thing, which no other professional league's doing, they have the ghost runner on second and all that, and I'd take the damn ghost runner over this tie crap any day. And I hate that. I seriously don't know what's going on with this machine. It is upsetting me a lot right now. I don't understand what's going on, why it keeps disconnecting. But as I was saying, I'd rather have the ghost runner than a tie. And I'd rather have a run rule than these marathon 4.5 hour games we have. Anything going over 3.5 hours is too much, and we've had plenty of those this season. And there's been plenty of blowouts. You look up and down the scoreboard for the league, it's been blowout after blowout in a lot of cases. There's been some really interesting games. We had a 32-23 game the other night. But either way, this has to be remedied. If we're going to pay so much attention to the extra innings and saving bullpen arms in that regard, we have to pay attention to what the scoreboard says as well and the number of arms being used in these situations. You can't have your cake and eat it too if you're the Pecos League. They need to address that in the offseason. I'm not saying do it now. We had enough issue just clarifying the rules on the instant replay use in Garden City. Just clarifying that caused enough problems with managers in this league. Mid-season. They were upset that changes were made mid-season. Not really, just wording to clarify how this works. Because there was question, and people thought that Garden City had a competitive advantage because Garden City was seeing the replay before they made a decision to challenge. No, they weren't. Not at all. Only members of the broadcast crew and general manager Randy Ralston had even the remotest of access. I didn't know the password until the other day. I haven't known for 2 years. The other day I had to know it because Randy Ralston was gone. Normally Randy handles that. And him and Colin were the only two who knew the password. But we had to clarify the rules to appease the other teams because Garden City keeps winning at home and they keep winning challenges. Well, I got an idea. Don't challenge stupid crap. Pay attention to what's going on in the game and then make your challenge. And you're not going to win every one. And yeah, it didn't work the other day. The iPad didn't load. And there's wording in the rules for that specific event. Because every once in a while, hence today in this show, technology doesn't want to work. It just doesn't. I don't know why. I don't know if it's gremlins. That's always been my theory. They steal guitar picks and they screw up technology. But sometimes it doesn't work. Even in Major League Baseball. There's wording in Major League Baseball for those exact things. And so to throw a fit about it on the field because, iPad didn't work. What are we even doing here? Well, we're doing our job. We hate the fact that it didn't work. Us in the broadcast crew, nobody hates it more than us. When something goes wrong, nobody gets more upset and beats themselves up and doubles down to try to fix things more than us. There's a reason we're the best broadcast in the Pecos League. And it's not because we let things slide when they don't work. We fix them. We had an issue last year with 2 games in a row. A ball down the line, and we didn't have a clear view on our replay camera on whether it was fair or foul. And they challenged it both times. We didn't have a clear view. So we fixed that. We moved a couple cameras Now we've got shots down the line, and now nobody's challenged it. And we haven't really had close calls. But we made adjustments to get the calls right, to get things correct. What adjustment did Blackwell make when they screwed up with their scoreboard and caused their team to think that they walked off a victory when it was really a tie game, and that's how we have a damn tie in the standings? What adjustments did they make? Other than to complain because somebody reviewed the video and saw what they did, how they inaccurately recorded the outs, recorded the runners inaccurately. There was video proof of it. If you're going to be stupid, don't have video proof of how stupid you are. That's what I'm saying. So to complain constantly about everything is frustrating. Now, I didn't even mean to be on this rant today, but that's where we stand, because it seems like we care about this part, but not the rest of what's causing things. And that's where we come back to the league and having the ties after 10 innings, but then we don't care about 22-1 games. What are we doing? Care about one but not the other? You can say it's like the NFL. Oh, we're trying to save head-to-head contact injuries, blah, 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 blah. But then they do the exact opposite and promote collisions and things. Like, what are you doing? And they don't do it anymore, but they did that in the 90s and early 2000s. There were hit reels put out by the league of guys just getting laid out. And then at the same time, they turn around and talk about how they want to protect players from head injuries. Like, you can't do that. It's not, no. Can't do that. Anyway, Garden City right now, first place in the standings. That's great. I'm very glad that the Wind are in first place. It has been a interesting season already, and we're not even to July yet. Garden City about to start on Tuesday. They will start a 9-game series at home. 9 straight games at home. 9-game homestand. That includes the 4th of July game, which will be against North Platte as well. In fact, it's all North Platte and Blackwell in those 9 games except for one. There's one against Santa Fe in there. just one against the Fuego. But otherwise, it's all North Platte and Blackwell. In fact, most of the rest of the season, most of July, is North Platte and Blackwell. There's 4 against Santa Fe, 5 against, sorry, 4. I got to learn how to count. 6 against Santa Fe, 1 against Pecos, and 3 against Grand Junction. Every other game the rest of the season is North Platte or Blackwell. The next 7 weeks, it's all North Platte and Blackwell. Nice little stretch of 5 games against Santa Fe, and then 3 against Grand Junction. So that'll be cool. See somebody different, but yeah. Big opportunity for Garden City to stretch their legs a little bit in the division, because right now North Platte and Blackwell are not playing very well at all. And so Garden City has the opportunity to really run away with this division here with the way the schedule plays out. A lot of home games in July against not very good teams. Although Blackwell has given Garden City some fits over the years, or over the season. You know, I talk about the 2020 to tie. Blackwell actually beat Garden City back on the 6th of June. They barely lost to him the other night, 3-1. So, you know, as they might be the doormat of the league, have the worst record in the league, but they're giving Garden City fits for whatever reason. But the good thing for Garden City is a lot of those games against Blackwell are at home moving forward. Just 2 in Blackwell, 6 left in North Platte, 3 in Santa Fe. That's the road games left for Garden City. So just 9, so 3, 2, 6, 8. Okay, I lost count. 6, 9, They had 11 road games left for the Garden City Wind. 6 at North Platte, 3 at Santa Fe, and 2 at Blackwell. So everything else at home in the friendly confines of Clinton Leitner Ballpark. Tonight is going to be a fun night. It's Fry Eye and Caldwell Banker Customer Appreciation Night, and then that will be followed by the Glow Game. And it is $10 at the gate. Normally $7, but because of the Glow Game added onto it, it'll be $10 general admission. But seniors, military, and kids are all $5. So the senior and military doesn't change. The kids goes from 3 to 5. But that's for 2 games. It is a doubleheader tonight. You have the regular game against the North Platte 80s, and then the Glow Game. The fire department against the police department. Last year we set an attendance record. We ran out of little tickets. If you've ever been to a Wind game, we give you little tickets at the gate for the drawings and such. Ran out at 1,500, and people were still coming in. Just absolutely insane last year. The most packed I've ever seen that place. Anybody's seen that place. It was a attendance record. And hopefully we do it again tonight. Looking forward to it because should be a lot of fun between the fire department and the police department in the Glow Game. Randy Rawson and myself will be umpiring it, quote-unquote, umpiring it. You can't really umpire much. It's so dark out there. Even with the glow lights, it's still hard to see, and any close calls, you're just kind of guessing. But it's all in fun. It's all for a fundraiser, so it's all in good nature. Nobody's going to throw a fit, I hope, about any of it. But looking forward to tonight's Glow Game after the Garden City Wind play the North Platte 80s. We'll take a break. First, we'll look at the Pecos League recap, and then when we come back from our break, we'll talk a little bit about Major League Baseball and what they have proposed, the owners have proposed in Major League Baseball for the next collective bargaining agreement, trying to avoid a lockout or a strike here this next year. So we'll talk about that and what I think is going to play out here over the next 6 months or so after the break. This is Right in the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. And a look at your Pecos League recap for games played on June the 25th. I'm your host, Joey Dean. We start in Santa Fe, New Mexico as they took on Grand Junction. Top of the first inning, it's already 6-0 in favor of Grand Junction as Elias Fiddler hits a grand slam to make it 10-0 in favor of the Suckers. Bottom of the 6th inning, Santa Fe fighting back. Sam Friedman with a grand slam. Makes it 12-9 in favor of Grand Junction, but that's as close as the Fuego would get, as Grand Junction would go on to win this one by a score of 14-11. Now we go to Trinidad, Colorado as they took on Blackwell. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Will Hudler reaches on this fielder's choice. Brady Rasmussen would score and make it 3-2 in favor of Trinidad. Bottom of the 8th, Michael Acosta. Solo home run adds to Trinidad's commanding lead. The Triggers would go on to win this one fairly easily by a score of 13-4. In Tucson, Arizona, Alpine came to town. Sloan Laird, Hal Perez, and Mike Blackiston each had 2 hits for Tucson as they hold off Alpine 9-7. In Garden City, Kansas, the Wind took on the North Platte 80s. Bottom of the 3rd, Darius Freeman with a solo home run ties the game up at 1. Bottom of the 7th inning, Garden City adding to their lead. Dominic Enbody, a solo home run, makes it 8-1 in favor of the Wind. They would go on to win this one by a score of 12-1. Now we go to the Pacific. Martinez at San Rafael. Bottom of the 1st inning, John Bicos, an RBI double. Jackson Bates scores, makes it 1-0 San Rafael. Bottom of the 2nd inning, 2-0 in favor of the Pacific's Fred Buxton with an RBI single as Jorge Lopez scores, makes it 3-0 in favor of the Pacifics. They would go on to win it 7-6. And finally, we go to Dublin as they took on Austin. Bottom of the 1st inning, Timothy Wagner solo home run makes it 1-0 in favor of the Leprechauns. Bottom of the third inning, leading off the bottom of the third, Sam Ott with a solo home run ties the game up at 3, and then 2 batters later, Gabriel Sepulveda, a 2-run home run of his own, scores Damon Hale, makes it 5-3 Dublin, and the Leprechauns would put it on cruise control from there. They would go on to win it 19-5. Games today in the Pecos League: Grand Junction at Santa Fe, Dublin hosts Austin, Blackwell at Trinidad, Alpine is at Tucson, North Platte at Garden City, Roswell hosting Pecos, Bakersfield at San Rafael, and Blackwell at Trinidad. Join us again next time for another Pecos League recap. The Glow Game returns to Clint Lightner Ballpark June 26th after the Garden City Wind game against the North Platte 80s. Watch the Garden City Fire Department and the Garden City Police Department back the entire city. $10 gets you tickets to both games. Get your tickets now by going to GardenCityWin.com or at the gate that day. But you run the risk of not getting in, as this will sell out. The Glow Game, June 26th. Garden City Fire Department, Garden City Police Department, after the Garden City Wind home game. See it live at Clint Lightner Ballpark.
Hello everyone, this is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big, bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas, with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
The Glow Game returns. Welcome back, bench warmers. It is Ridin the Pine here on a Friday. Happy Friday to you. Don't forget the Glow Game tonight. It is after the Garden City Wind home game against the North Platte 80. Shout out, by the way, to my friend in Australia, Andrew Downs, as he tuned in on Facebook Live. Shout out to him. Sorry about your soccer boys losing to the United States. I mean, it's sports. That's what we do. We win. No, I'm really glad that Australia took second in that bonus pool, or in that bracket pool, though. He did ask if, let's see, have you ever watched Aussie rugby, no pads? Yes, I have, actually. My dad was very much into rugby when I was younger, and we would watch old film of Australian rules football or rugby and all that, and yeah. I enjoy rugby. I don't understand it, but I enjoy it. It's very contact sport, and I like contact sports. I think that football should be still a contact sport, and it's not so much anymore. But yeah, I enjoy rugby. Those guys are tough. That's why I like hockey, man. Hockey's awesome. It's a super contact sport, and guys will be bleeding and come back out missing teeth and whatnot. They do the same thing in rugby, and it's crazy. Just craziness. I do enjoy it, though. This is Ridin the Pine. It's presented by AAA Pond and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. Very excited to go to AAA Pond and Armory today. Finally get the pistol I've been coveting for a while. So I'm looking forward to it. I texted Jeremy Farr yesterday, and I said, hey, buddy, everything good on my background check? Because for whatever reason, they don't, respond back on mine anymore. The very first gun I ever bought when I was, I don't know, 22, 23, they responded back in an hour. Not even an hour. I think it was 20 minutes. And they're like, yeah, he's good to go. They don't respond back on mine anymore. And there's a waiting period. After so long, then you're good. And so I did my waiting period, and I said, hey, are we good to go? And he said, yes, sir. And so I went and I told him I'd be there today. So it's that easy. You just go in, you fill out the paperwork. They do the background check, tell them kind of what you're looking for, pistol, rifle, shotgun, what are you looking for? And then they put that in the paperwork and send it to the government, and the government says whether you can have one or not. And it's pretty easy, and it's worth it. Be protected. I play a lot of places that I feel unprotected sometimes. We do have, I've bought 2 guns in the last couple of years. A handgun that is more for my wife. It's her style. And then a 22 for teaching my son how to shoot. I want him to learn how to shoot 22. And so I bought those as they're mine, but those people use them. And they're theirs to use. I don't have one for just me to use, one that I wanted. And I wanted something a little smaller, a little more that I can conceal, in my guitar bag or whatever, because some of the places we stay, for instance, we stayed in a place in Wichita, just off of Kellogg, and we had to move rooms twice, and I almost got us out of there. I think if H would have been with us, I would have gotten us out of there. But the first place they showed us, first room, was on the first floor, and it had bullet holes through the glass and in the wall. There was still a bullet embedded in the wall. Not to mention the air conditioner was all taken apart and just laying there. And we're like, what is this? What's going on here? But yeah, stayed in some sketchy places. And so I want to make sure that we're protected when we go there. And so, yeah, that's the reasoning behind that. And I just think it's, I like this pistol. I just do. But anyway, it's my right as an American, and I'm very happy to be going to AAA Pond and Armory today. 132 West Kansas in Garden City. Let's see here. So I was wondering if anybody was going to comment about this. Andrew Downs says that ref in the soccer match getting a 5-minute cramp toward the end of it. I agree. I was watching that happen, and I was like, I can't believe that this is happening. And it was during stoppage time. What do you do, though? Add 5 more minutes? I don't know. But it was very, very weird. I don't think people were quite prepared for the humidity of America. I know other places have heat and humidity too, but especially you get into, Kansas City, it's very humid up in that area. Down in Florida is even worse. I don't think people were quite prepared for what America had to offer weather-wise. I know even just across America, sometimes it's a little bit of a shock. Commissioner Andrew Dunn had to drive through the Panhandle yesterday in Oklahoma, and there was a tornado just, a couple miles right over there. He could see it, you know. And he said that he just put his foot to the floor. But, you know, you don't think about things like that when those things don't happen where you're from. Andy's from Ohio, and he's talked about the differences in the weather from Ohio to here. I lived in Virginia for 4 years, and the differences are stark. I joke that people in Virginia, it's a 10-mile-an-hour breeze to me, and to them, it's a windy day. But around here, 10 miles an hour, we don't even notice 10-mile-an-hour winds. It doesn't even move our hair. And in Virginia, that's a windy day. So I think it's funny, even across this country, we don't understand the weather of different places necessarily. And I don't blame people from other countries coming here and having to have adjustment periods to the weather, because it is unlike any place on earth. America is its own, I don't know, what are the terrarium, I guess, and it has its own weather, it's its own thing. But hey, at least we have Buc-ee's and H-E-B and Bass Pro and all those cool things. We've got that. So the weather may be kind of dumb, but we got some cool places to shop and eat. So, there's that. Major League Baseball, the owners put out a proposal to the Players Union, and there's a lot into it. The main sticking points, there is a 30% rise in pre-arbitration bonus pool. There are advantages for clubs trying to re-sign as a cornerstone player, kind of like NBA's bird rights. The whole idea of this is to try to establish a floor and a ceiling, a salary floor and a salary cap. That's what the owners want. One of the things on there that I think is going to be a no-go with the players, and they're going to have to really negotiate hard on it, is the max contracts. So the owners are wanting to get rid of these giant 10-year deals and deferred payments. In fact, deferred payments would go away with this proposal. And then you'd be looking at, depending on service time, that's where you would get the max term and money for contracts. So no longer would we have, this is the, craziest freaking number in the history of the world, 15 years and $620 million or whatever. No longer would you have that. You'd be looking at, if you have no years of service time, 12 years, $500 million, 1 year, 11 years, $461 million. They're trying to curb some of these late contracts that guys get in their late 20s and early 30s that are so, Albert Pujols type contracts that they sign later toward the middle part of their career, but it carries into the late portions of their career to where, they're not playing at the same level as they once did. And so that's one thing that, I think that the players are going to have a problem with that, because the players love the fact that they're getting these outrageous contracts. And I'm all for them getting the contracts. As much as Major League Baseball makes, these owners and everybody makes, I'm all for the players being compensated handsomely for it, because that's the nature of the beast. If I'm working at a restaurant and it makes, a couple $1 million, I better be well compensated as a waiter or bartender or a cook, or a hostess. Your employer should take care of you and not just have record profits all the time by paying their people dirt, is what I'm saying. And so I feel like the players who generate the revenue for the owners should be compensated very well for their efforts. Some of these things are kind of crazy, though. And you have these deferred contracts, which, are head scratchers. And Bobby Bonilla has the most famous of all of them. But there's, Ohtani's now a deferred contract. The Dodgers have just handed him out left and right. Like, we're not going to worry about the cap right now. We're going to push that down the hill a little bit, try to win a bunch of World Series right now, and then worry about it later. And I think that's bad business. I think, hedging your bets on the future is one thing, but if you're hedging your bets on the future with players that won't be around then, I think that's a problem. And I think that's a broken system. So I agree that deferred contracts probably need to go. But at the same time, I don't think the players are going to go for a cap on years and compensation for free agent contracts. I just don't think they're gonna do that at all. But the elimination of deferred, I think the players are ultimately going to agree to that. I think the two sides are eventually going to come to terms on that one. I think the players are going to like the increased pool. I don't necessarily think they're going to like the cornerstone player idea because, if you're a cornerstone guy in, for example, let's see, who's Oakland or Sacramento now. A couple of years ago, Oakland. Like, that's actually a really good example. A couple of years ago, Oakland, or a couple of years ago, the Rockies. Or now the Rockies. A team that's perennially bad. And you got ownership that does head-scratching things. I don't think I would want to be tied to that franchise as their cornerstone guy if they're not going to build around me. Well, I don't know how long it was out that time. I don't know if my computer needs restarted or what. I'm just, wow. At least a minute or two. Let's see here. At least a minute or two. I apologize again for my technology not wanting to work. But anyway, I don't think we're going toward a lockout, but at least I hope not. But we'll take a break, come back, wrap up the show. This is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pond and Armory, right here on Drive River Radio.
Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Welcome back, Benchwarmers. Final segment of the program. It is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory, right here on Dry River Radio. Joey Dean, frustrated Joey Dean right now. I don't know why my equipment doesn't want to work today. I haven't had this problem in a long time. So I don't know if the computer just needs a little nappy nap. It's just worn out. I've been doing a lot on it. I will admit that. Every morning, I wake up every morning and I start putting together the recap and the pregame, and do all my notes on all the games in the league the day before, the games coming up that day, and then I start putting together both of those. 10 o'clock, I do my interview with Teddy Brocksterman, and after that, I start putting together all the video of the recap, and then I put together all the video of the pregame, and then about 1 o'clock usually, which today will be closer to 2 o'clock, I get done with all of that. I go get something to eat, and then head to the ballpark. And I do whatever other things that I need to do that day, whether it's a chamber video or, working on the Rural Champion program, or working on stuff for Dry River Radio, doing logs and weather and all of that. I do that in a couple of hours between like 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock, that 3-hour window. That's where I cram all that stuff in. Or if I need to go grocery shopping or something like that, I cram it in there. Then I'm at the ballpark at 4 o'clock, or on a road game. I'm on my way to go play a show. And then, I'm there until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and drive home and get up and do it all over again at 7:30 the next morning. So, it's crazy here during the summer. And so my computer goes through a lot because it does all the recaps, all the pre-games, creates all the videos, stores videos, uploads videos for the players and for me. And it's just lots going on. So it probably just needs restarted. That's probably what it is. And I haven't done that in the last couple of days. So probably just that. Let's look at the picks for today. Astros at the Tigers. I will take the Astros. Reds at Pirates. I will take the Pirates at home. Nationals at Orioles. That's an interesting Beltway series there. Both these teams right there around 500. Give me the Nationals on the road. They've been playing really good ball. Rangers and Blue Jays. These two teams I expected to be a lot better than they have been. 3 games under 500. Both of them are. Give me the Blue Jays at home. Mariners at Guardians. I will take the Guardians. My buddy Andy will be very pleased with taking the Guardians. D-backs at Rays. I will take the Rays. Phillies at Mets. I'll take the Phillies. Yankees at Red Sox. I don't like either of them, but I like the Yankees less than I like the Red Sox. So give me the Red Sox. Royals at White Sox tonight. White Sox playing very good. Royals not playing very good. But give me the Royals. Both teams TBD on their starters, by the way. Cubs at Brewers. Go, Cubs, go. Let's do this, baby. Rockies at the Twins. I will take the Twins at home. Marlins at the Cardinals. I'm not going to take the Cardinals. You know I'm not going to take the Cardinals. Let's go Fish. Athletics at Angels. I was just talking about the Angels last night and how they're the definition of mediocrity over the last 20 years or so. Give me the A's on the road. Dodgers at Padres. Give me the Dodgers. And Braves at Giants. I will take the Braves. In the Pecos League tonight, let's see here. Today is the 26th of June, so it helps if I click on the right day. There we go. Today in the Pecos League, Austin is at Dublin. Give me Dublin. Bakersfield at San Rafael. I will take San Rafael in that one. Pecos at Roswell. Roswell's been playing surprisingly good lately. Give me the Invaders in that one. Alpine at Tucson. I will take Tucson. Grand Junction at Santa Fe. I will take Grand Junction on the road. Blackwell at Trinidad. You know I'm going to pull for Blackwell in both games of the doubleheader, but it's going to be the Trinidad Triggers winning both of them. And then North Platte at Garden City. Whoosh, baby. You know it's going to be a whoosh. In the World Cup, the United States will take on Bosnia. That will be on July the 1st. So that is, what day is that? Wednesday that they will take on Bosnia. I think they will beat Bosnia. It's interesting who they will face the next round, though, as it could be Iran even. So with all the political garbage that's going on and all the world politics, U.S. versus Iran would be absolutely monumental. Almost scripted kind of thing. So we'll see if that's how it plays out. But I do think the U.S. team, yesterday they kind of mailed it in, rightfully so. It was kind of more friendly than anything, as they had already locked up the pool. But they still almost won, or almost drawed anyway. So I just feel like this team is really good. They're playing really good ball, and I think that they'll beat Bosnia. Then who knows? Then it's going to be a big question mark. But we'll have a show between now and then, as that will be the next show next week, the 3rd of July. And I'm looking forward to talking to you guys in and all the 4th of July festivities that will go on after that. On that Saturday. I'm looking forward to that. That is my favorite day of the year. We make a whole day out of it. Get up super early, 6 o'clock. We leave the house, and we go to Ashland, have some pancakes from the firefighters there in Ashland, and then go to the turtle race and the money dig and the lucky ducky race and eat some snow cones, and then make our way back to Garden City and call the Garden City Win game that afternoon, and then shoot fireworks off at the house that evening. So it is literally a full day from 6 a.m. when we leave the house till usually 7 or 8 by the time we get back from the ball game, and then we shoot off fireworks until 10 or 11. So Yeah, it's a very, very long day, especially for the guy who drives everyone while everybody else sleeps. But it's cool. It's my favorite day, and I got some new shoes that I'll show off to you guys for it as well. Big thank you to all our sponsors, Miracle Air of Southwest Kansas, Graph Inc., and AAA Pawn and Armory. Don't forget, we're starting early with the Garden City Wind game tonight. 5 o'clock, we'll have your pregame show, 5:30 first pitch, followed by the Glow game as Garden City takes on North Platte. Have a great weekend, everyone. This has been Ridin' the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory here on Dry River Radio.